Hey, welcome to the video. I appreciate you being here. You know, being battle ready means many things. And one of the things that it means is making sure that we take care of those that have been entrusted to our care. For example, I have a wife and children. My job is to make sure. My duty is to make sure. My moral obligation is to make sure that they've got a good roof over their head, food on the table, and I'm doing all I can to give them all those necessary things of life. Part of that responsibility also includes making sure that I have a plan to keep them safe, protect them in case of a crisis of some sort. Let's say, for example, a fire breaks out in my home. Do I have a plan to get my family out of the house? Do you have a plan to get your family out of the house? Do you have an escape route? Have you talked about it with them? Have you gone over it with your spouse, with your children? If there's a fire on the other side of the door, before you open the door, have you talked to them about touching the door or the doorknob to make sure that they're not hot before you open that door? And if it is and they can't get out that way, can they get out the window? If it's too high off the ground, do you have a chain ladder that can be hooked onto the window and drop down so they can climb out? Is there a rooftop they can jump onto? Have you talked about it? Have you practiced it? If they can't get out the window or the door, have you talked with them about kicking through the wall to get to the room on the other side and maybe get out that way? That could easily be done. You know, most walls are made from sheetrock. They're made out of sheetrock, and the studs behind the sheetrock are 16-inch on center. Now, it's easy enough to take a chair or a baseball bat or even your foot, your elbow, and just kick through. I mean, obviously, you don't want to hit the stud. That's why you want to find the spot between the studs, and once you find that, you pull the sheetrock out, touch the wall on the other side, make sure that the other side isn't hot, and then push through that, kick through that, and then clear enough out and squeeze right through. And it can be done pretty quickly. This is something that a lot of us maybe don't think about, and a lot of us don't talk to our family about. But it's important to have these conversations in advance, periodically, so that we can train ourselves and train our loved ones to know what to do in case something tragic like that happens. Now, a couple other things that are important. Number one, smoke detectors. These things should be in every home where someone is living. Now, by code, most homes, if not all homes, are supposed to have them. But it's up to us to make sure that they work, which means we have to make sure that the battery's fresh enough that this little guy is going to go off when it needs to go off, when it senses smoke. Now, by code, most homes have a certain number of smoke detectors based on the size of the home, square footage of the home, so many rooms, and so forth. But you can go to the store and buy extra ones. They're not that expensive, and they're easy to mount. A couple of screws, a little bracket on the ceiling, twist that baby on, and you're good to go. A little extra safety precaution is not a bad thing. Think about how many times we hear news stories of a home that catches on fire, and the tragic loss of life that occurs sometimes because a smoke detector isn't working, because something malfunctions. So it's up to us to make sure that part of our plan to protect our loved ones is that we are taking care of these types of things. Now, another idea is this: fire extinguishers. These things are not that expensive, and they're very easy to operate. Instructions are on the side. You grab that handle, you pull that pin, you point at the base of the fire, keep a safe distance, and spray that thing. Push that trigger, spray that thing at that fire. These things can save lives. Get a few of these. Put them in various places of the home. All right? Know where they are. The garage, the kitchen, the bedrooms. Just think about it. Middle of the night, fire breaks out. You got something you can go to right away that can help save lives. Put them in one spot and leave them there. And make sure everybody knows where they are. And they don't get moved around. They don't get buried under some blankets or pillows or back on a back shelf somewhere. Make sure that they're easily accessible and they stay in the same spot. And train your children, train your family to run and get them when they need to. Have a drill once in a while. When you get your fire extinguishers, have a drill. All right, fire extinguishers, go. Time them. See how fast they can get them and bring them back. These little stress tests, these stress drills are good. They can build a certain muscle memory, a certain ability to handle a stressful situation. Realize this: talking about it and even going through the motions is one thing, and that's very important. But when the crisis hits, if it does, you can expect panic, you can expect fear, you can expect these things to creep in. So the more we go through it in advance, the more we have this plan, the more we practice escape routes and get a fire extinguisher, make sure that the smoke detectors are working, and you have those conversations with your loved ones, the better off we can be and lives can be saved. This has been proven time and time again. I know this sounds like a fire safety video, and to a degree it is, but the bigger picture here is the responsibility, the duty, the moral obligation to have a plan to protect those that God has entrusted to our care. That's part of being battle ready. Being ready for whatever battle may occur. But again, have the conversations with your family. Go through the escape route. And have a designated place outside of the home that's at a safe distance where if there is a fire, you can meet up, take a roll call, make sure everybody's there. And if someone's not there, then you have to assess the situation and decide. Do you go in looking for them? Fire department arrives. You can tell them who's missing, where they might be. This is all part of the plan to have in advance, so if a crisis hits, we're better able to deal with it, and hopefully lives could be saved. I hope you will share this video with as many people as possible. Not just because it's a message that can help wake up a sense of duty, responsibility in someone's heart, but because it's a message that can help save lives. Also, please like the video and subscribe to our channel if you have not already. That would mean a lot to us. I appreciate you taking time to be with me, and I look forward to bringing you more content on being battle ready.